What if the world you trust every day is far stranger than you think? What if some of the most unbelievable ideas you've ever heard are not theories, but proven scientific facts? Why does something as light as a cloud outweigh 1,000,000 pounds? How can hot water freeze faster than cold? Why do invisible organisms you've never seen give you every second breath you take? And if science has already proven these things, why does your brain still resist believing them? Is it because they sound wrong? Or because the truth is simply too strange to feel real? Science has a strange problem in the modern world, because the more we discover, the less believable reality starts to feel, even when something is proven, measured, repeated, and confirmed. Our intuition often refuses to accept it, because the human brain did not evolve to understand molecular scales, cosmic forces, or probabilistic genetics. It evolved to survive immediate dangers and familiar patterns. That is why some of the most solid scientific facts still feel like myths, rumors, or internet exaggerations. Take something as simple as human vision, for example. Most people assume that how we see the world is roughly the same for everyone. Yet science shows that this assumption is deeply flawed, because color perception is not evenly distributed across humanity. And men, in particular, are far more likely to experience color blindness. Not because of lifestyle, not because of environment, but because of chromosomes. The genes responsible for color vision are located on the X chromosome, and women have 2 of them while men have only 1, which means women have a built-in backup system, while men do not. This single genetic fact results in men being about 17 times more likely to be colorblind than women, a statistic so extreme that nearly 95% of all colorblind people on Earth are male. And yet, despite this overwhelming evidence, most people still find it surprising or even dismissive, because our daily experiences trick us into assuming that perception is universal when it is not. This disconnect between scientific reality and human intuition appears again and again when we look deeper into how the world actually works. Consider oxygen, the very thing keeping you alive at this exact moment. If asked, most people would confidently say that forests, especially rainforests, are the lungs of the planet. Yet science paints a very different picture. More than half of the oxygen in Earth's atmosphere comes not from trees, but from the ocean. Specifically from microscopic organisms known as phytoplankton that float near the surface and quietly produce oxygen through photosynthesis. These organisms are invisible to the naked eye, yet they are responsible for roughly every second breath you take. And one species in particular produces around 20% of all oxygen on Earth alone. It has been doing this for billions of years, long before trees ever existed. Yet because we cannot see them, and because their work happens silently beneath the waves, we struggle to emotionally accept their importance, which is dangerous because when ocean ecosystems suffer, oxygen production declines, and life itself becomes vulnerable. But the human brain continues to prioritize what it can see over what is statistically vital. This bias continues when we look up at the sky and see clouds floating peacefully overhead, because clouds look soft, light, and harmless. Yet the average cumulus cloud can weigh more than 1,000,000 pounds, which is heavier than a fully loaded commercial airplane. And the only reason it remains suspended is because it is composed of billions of microscopic droplets, so small that air resistance and updrafts counteract gravity. And the moist air inside the cloud is actually less dense than the dry air surrounding it. But because our brains associate weight with solidity, we instinctively reject the idea that something so massive can appear so gentle. The same mental resistance applies beneath our feet, where soil is often dismissed as lifeless dirt. Even though a single teaspoon of healthy soil contains more living organisms than there are humans on the planet, billions of bacteria, millions of fungi, thousands of protozoa, and countless other microscopic forms of life, all interacting in complex systems that regulate ecosystems, decompose waste, recycle nutrients, and sustain agriculture, without which civilization would collapse. And yet because this entire living metropolis exists beyond our senses, it is rarely acknowledged or protected. Science continues to reveal truths that feel wrong, even when they are correct. Like the fact that under certain conditions hot water can freeze faster than cold water, a phenomenon known as the Mpemba effect, which contradicts everything our intuition tells us about temperature and freezing. While scientists continue to study the exact mechanisms behind it, including evaporation, convection, and molecular bonding, the phenomenon itself has been observed repeatedly under controlled conditions. It serves as a reminder that nature does not follow common sense. It follows physical laws that often defy expectation. This pattern extends beyond Earth itself into the cosmos, where planets like Neptune and Uranus experience diamond rain due to extreme pressure and temperature conditions that force carbon atoms into crystalline structures, causing diamonds to literally fall through their atmospheres. Laboratory experiments have successfully recreated these conditions, confirming that this is not science fiction but planetary chemistry. Perhaps most unsettling of all is the realization that humans themselves carry dormant biological capabilities that feel more suited to predators than to modern society. Genetic research has shown that humans possess the foundational genes necessary for venom production, the same genes used by snakes, spiders, and venomous mammals. While these genes are not currently expressed in toxic ways, the only difference between us and venomous species is regulation and mutation, meaning that under different evolutionary pressures, human saliva could theoretically become toxic. Evolution has independently developed venom systems over 100 times across different species, demonstrating that it is not a rare accident, but a repeatable solution to survival challenges. When taken together, these facts reveal a deeply uncomfortable truth: that reality is not strange because science exaggerates it. Reality is strange because our brains evolved to survive, not to understand. The more science uncovers, the more it exposes the limits of human intuition, and the unsettling possibility that many of the things we dismiss today may simply be truths our minds are not ready to accept yet.